Welcome to JK Games, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
Whether you play on easy mode
or you like a good challenge.
This is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge.
If we can. I will say, Jordan did a great job improvising last week. If you're listening, Cognitive Clips, we'll plug it later, but he did a great job filling in for me. I was honored.
We honestly should have changed the intro to say, I needed Jordan to say, I will definitely upgrade. I don't even know your line.
Level up your gaming knowledge. That's your
line.
Will
level. Is it? Oh my God. This is it. This is why I don't need to do this for a living. Why am I even trying? I can't remember anything. Anyway, all that just failed. I was here to say, Jordan, he leveled up knowledge. I did not. I had more computer problems, but guess what? That's fixed this week.
Hey,
babies.
Let's go. We're here. We're ready to give you the knowledge. I'm Kayla, one of your hosts.
We finally got there.
We got here.
I'm Jerica, your other host, and I'm so glad that you're here, Kayla, and things are working, and we have a lot of gaming news to talk about.
We really do have a lot to cover. And if this is your first episode, welcome. We are so happy to have you here on this 159th episode. Can you believe we've been doing this long? If you're an OG, thank you. It's actually a lot. But we love it every single week. We get to be here with you guys. We do go live on Mondays at 8:30 quotation mark Central Time.
Yes.
And if my time zones are correct, that's 6 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 2 hours behind us.
Yeah. But that's where you can find us on Twitch live. But you don't worry if you're not able to join live. We do post all of our episodes on all podcasting platforms, on YouTube as well, if you want to watch the video version to see Jerica's beautiful graphics that she's put together. But if you don't follow us and get notified when we do go live or when we do upload those episodes and other bonus content, as we do with our clips that Jerica has been putting together. You can follow us at JK Games Podcast on all of those platforms to figure out what we're doing, where we are. If we're guesting on other shows, you can also find that there. And just a bit of housekeeping. Like we said, Jordan Cognitive Clips was on our episode last week. That will be posting tomorrow on podcast platforms and on YouTube. So you can watch that where they go over, they went over games from their childhood. And you might want to just take a peek because there's some underrated gems in there.
Yeah. I don't know if you would say underrated. I would say maybe definitely some curious picks. Jordan had actually some good picks. Mine were a little strange.
They were hilarious. You should check it out. If you didn't check it out live, you need to check it out. Watch the video if possible.
Yes.
And then our last episode before that, which is available as well, is our 2025 predictions, gaming releases things that we think are going to happen, what's going to come out, who knows. But that is what we are working with this week. And let's just go ahead and dive into our easy mode where we talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing, all that jazz. Jerica, I've heard, has a surprise for me, and I can't wait to hear what she's been playing. But first of all, let's shout out High Score Weekly for the gifted subs. Jerica,
Jesus.
I think we got 5 subs. You know.
Oh my God.
We can delay it if you want to wait until you can spin around.
No, let's get it over with. Let's get it. I just don't know. I don't know what's a theme. High Score Weekly. What's a theme that's fresh on your mind here?
Ooh.
It could be a smell. It could be a taste. It could be just anything that's on your mind.
Wow. Thank you for the subs also. And if you're new and you don't know what's happening, Jerica has committed to when we get 5 gifted subs or 5 subs in general, she will do a little dancey dance theme for what? Oh, yeah. He must not be aware. Jerica's going to do a little dancey dance.
He did it. He didn't expect to dance.
Cognitive Clips sent 2 otters. She could do an otter dance.
Okay. I do like otters. Okay. One thing to
cheeseburger.
Okay. I can combine those. Kayla, if you don't mind, I need to add this to the notes so I don't forget like a loser. Let's once again thank Dallas for providing me with a PS5 Pro.
Absolutely.
well, I still had to pay him for it, but he provided it to me at retail cost.
Incredible.
And thanks to him, I was able to make this incredible unboxing video, which is also on YouTube now.
Yes.
So, do I kiss the PlayStation?
That. Oh, that could be.
Maybe you should watch it.
Could be. Who knows?
I just asked you to do that, but I did it anyways.
Jerica, she's about to give the people what they want.
I haven't really been playing with this space.
Somebody please clip this for the love of God. I need this. What is she doing? That's what I want to know. Where did she go? Am I alone? There's not a rule. It's something that she started doing when we get gifted subs. She wants to thank the people.
Imagine this is a cheeseburger. It's the closest thing I could find.
Looks so inappropriate.
I needed a prop. This is the only thing I could find. And it's actually banana, a big one, that I folded together to make a hamburger. And I would normally do this dance laying down, but you can't see it because they're always on their backs. I feel like I can't be on my back, but I can pretend I'm on a lazy river.
The lazy river really got me.
Okay.
It really got me. That's so funny.
Okay.
Is it choking you?
That was me.
That looked very suggestive. It looked very suggestive.
I was like trying to be really happy with it in my mouth, which also doesn't sound great, but that's what I do with cheeseburgers. Okay.
Well, now that you're out of breath, I have to know what you've been playing this week.
I'm out of breath because I had to hold myself back so far to like emulate going down the river with on my back.
Yes, of course.
I just wanted to explain. Okay. I've been playing a few games, okay?
Yeah.
Three games have been played by me this week. The first one will probably have me the longest winded, so we'll start that. And no pun intended. I guess not even a pun, but just funny. I'm playing The Long Dark. Have you ever heard of The Long Dark, Kayla?
I have. I haven't played it, but one of my good friends is a big fan, and so she was telling me that she really enjoyed it. So I have it on my wish list, but I have not gotten around to it. Tell me what it's about, though. Tell the people, what is this game?
As I'm pulling up a video, I'm going to try to describe it. It's a survival adventure sort of game, very grounded in reality. Like it's one of those survival games which I haven't played a whole lot of them. The only one that's sort of similar is Sons of the Forest, which I haven't played the sequel yet.
Yeah.
Sons of the Forest. Is that the right one or is that the sequel?
The Forest is the original one and Sons of the Forest is the second one. Yeah.
I haven't played the Sons of the Forest yet, but it is very similar, like looking for resources. You've just like that game, you've crashed like from your plane. Yeah. You're looking for, I think your ex-wife. I don't think you're married anymore. Mm-hmm. You were on a plane together. And now you're just trying to find her and like find any kind of supplies to like help you survive. And it's like very somewhere classic. Up north, there's a lot of snow. So your main character is just freezing to death. And I always say like, I don't think I'll like that because I get irritated when I have to, eat a chocolate bar to walk 10 feet more. It's not that drastic, but those gameplay loops could be a little annoying at times.
Yeah, it can be repetitive.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I just want to be able to do this. But I gotta find food. But ends up being pretty fun. I'm gonna pull up some gameplay if you've never seen it because I feel like it's been out a while. But they recently announced the sequel, Black Frost. So, and when I saw that trailer, I think it was at the Game Awards or something recently where this got announced. I've started The Long Dark before, but I got pulled away from it, and I just remember thinking this might be something special. I need to get back to it, and then seeing the trailer again for Black Frost, I was like, I got to get back to that. And since there's not a lot of, me and Jordan talked last week, I felt bad because like all I've been doing is playing The Witcher. And he's like, it's a good time to do that because not a lot of games have come out yet.
Exactly, yeah.
So I might as well try to tackle our backlog here.
Backlog of Doom. It's there. It's still there. Evanescent. I do like this genre though. Like I that's what makes me want to try this because I'm into this. Like another one that I was really into was, did you play Ark Survivor?
I never played it
at all.
So you played that a little bit?
I did. I really enjoyed it. It's like kind of janky, but in like a fun way. You know, like the janky in an endearing way. Like it's that kind of thing. I like games like that where it's like resource management and like it's like a combination of like resource management and survival at the same time. And I like that kind of like back and forth game loop, but it can be very frustrating still though.
It's challenging, but it's the type of challenge like I've been getting into lately. I didn't mean to add this into this scene, so I'm gonna swap over to vid. Let me do this real quick. I can't talk and click on things. I wish I could. I'm trying.
Oh, that was mine.
Don't look at it yet.
Sneak peek.
No one, don't look at it. Don't look at it, everybody. Where
funny.
is? There we go. I'm also getting used to this new little thing that we use to stream.
Oh, hey, you know, High School Weekly said one of my friends was going out of town of the country and they contacted me to babysit their Ark account so they didn't lose their base.
Oh my God.
You see, that's the level of gaming that we need these days.
I agree.
We're missing this as a society. You know what I mean? Like we need to get back to our roots here because I love that so much. Like that level of dedication. It's just, we need more of that in the world. Okay, I see what you're going with.
I'm pulling it up.
I do recognize this.
I'm putting this in the frame. I meant to have this ready to go, but I forgot.
Oh, it's all right. You know, they know what to expect.
Listen, I'm trying to run a professional looking business here. But I should know better than for that.
Oh,
Okay.
a sweater.
Okay, so this game's pretty cool. And not only, you know, I don't know if Ark Survivor, right? Never played it. I don't know if it had like a campaign story because like Lawn Dart, you can just play in the sandbox and just try to survive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mode just to do
remember.
that. I haven't tried that yet, but if it does have a story, or if it doesn't, like, hey, the Lawn Dart has an actual campaign like story mode. So that's what I'm playing through now, and that's the main character on screen. Fun fact, you know, I knew this about Mark Meer being the main voice for the main character in this game that you're playing as. Mark Meer is the voice of male Commander Shepard.
Oh, okay. That's Effect. Cool. I was going to say I'm horrible with names. You're going to have to tell me who that is, but that makes sense.
It gets even better because I did not recognize her voice, which is to be expected because she's just so good. Like, you know, I think about the greats that you almost can't recognize their voices because they're that talented. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Hale, the voice of female Commander Shepard, is the ex-wife in this game.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
So you have both voices from one of our favorite heroes of all time in video games. Yeah. Both Shepards that's awesome. Voice the characters in this game. So little cherry on top to my experience. Nice. But it's fun. It's hard. The story is intriguing enough that it's actually making me push through some of the difficult moments. I finally made it to a town last night and found a lot of supplies, though. But something creepy is weird about this town. Like, I found this old lady. I saw a dead man outside of his house. This dude was just like shot. I think he got shot, and there's like blood, and you could see a trail where he was coming from, and he was coming from the house.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, I don't have a weapon, so I'm walking up, and I'm like, oh snap! I go inside, and this lady has like this old little woman has a blindfold on, and she's sitting in the chair with her gun, and I'm like, whoa, don't hurt me. Do you know what happened here? She's like, the bad men came. I'm like, well, you showed them. Anyways.
That's funny.
It's fun. It's just a part of the adventure so far. And yeah, I'm gonna get back to it and pick it up every now and then. But I the only thing I've probably say I that would prevent me from continuing, please God, let me be able to find a gun like grandma. Cause like I've been having to throw rocks at bunnies to get meat. And that's a struggle. Like throwing the rocks at the bunnies is so hard in this game.
Yeah, I will say that is one of the things that makes me sad about a lot of survival games is you have to kill animals.
This one's rough too because you have to like break its neck, and it's really sad.
That makes me upset.
Yeah, don't play this game or at least don't kill the bunnies. Go vegetarian, but you will have to find help and canned food very quickly, or you will have to start over. So
sad.
But yeah, I've been playing The Long Dark, and that was, like I said, that's going to be the long-winded what I've been playing. Yeah. But the next game I've been playing is a little game called 2 Point Campus.
Hell yes!
Because I made a commitment to you last week. Made a commitment. I was like, I'm itching for this kind of experience, and we talked a little bit about it earlier. Like, The Sims keeps getting thrown into my line of sight, like it's a sign. Like I've had an itch for a sim or, one of those games that just sort of like help you relax. But yeah, you feel free to ask me questions, but it was very scary how addicting it got very quickly. Yes! It seems very simplistic at first. And I'm like, I don't know, I might get bored with this. But it definitely started, like, when they started popping up with, like, requests and all the people wanted this and that in their school. Yeah. The teachers are not happy with something, so you have to build them a faculty room. Yeah. Like that. I was like, okay, that's where the challenge is starting to come in. But
yeah. If you want one that is more like I do feel like I like the UI and the capabilities of the campus one a little bit better because it's a little bit more polished. But it's intentionally supposed to be very silly. And that's one of the things I love about these games is it is a little wacky. But the 2 Point Hospital is a little bit more like demanding, like because you have like patients that are like dying in the hospital. Which is sad.
Oh God.
But yeah.
Oh no.
But some of them have like funny illnesses. Like it's not like too serious, but it does definitely, it's a game that evolves. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it because it continues to like, as you progress, it gets a little bit tougher or they'll add things in that have like fun elements, but I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
It's fun. Like I definitely didn't think I was going to play as long as I did. And I was like, well, I don't want to stop. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's the next school year. Let me see what I got a budget for. What can I spend money on?
That's incredible.
But it's an experience that I've been itching for. So I'm glad.
Perfect.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
I'll have to play the museum one.
Do you think you'll try the museum one?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sold. Like, especially if like there's even more features than I'm experiencing right now that I still haven't like scratched the surface with it, but hey, that's a good sim. Good sim.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Is that all you've been playing? Just mainly those two?
Last one, because I'm about to get on a quick soapbox. And maybe someone in the chat can help me. Jordan, CC, I could give you $50 if you answer this question. I will give you $50. Like I've already thrown it out there saying, hey, I would do this. Goes out to the chat too. You want to give me your Venmo? I'll send you $50. Okay. If you can find a way that I'm playing Doom Eternal again. I'm trying to beat that game. I'm so close to beating it, but I'm in a tough spot. I started playing it because I saw Doom: The Dark Ages during the developer direct, and I cannot wait.
It looks really good.
Doom Eternal is so much freaking fun. Like I forgot how much I liked it. Like I had to force myself to stop playing that. But I started my first playthrough on, I have Game Pass, obviously. I'm playing on the Xbox and the TV, with the TV in the living room right over there. Mm-hmm. But if you don't know, my girlfriend's obsessed with every freaking anime that is out. Like literally rewatching, or not rewatching, like starting Naruto and going through all of them. So she likes to use the TV to watch anime, and I want her to do that. I want her to do that.
But it sucks because I really partners.
We do. I want that. But it sucks because I cannot play Doom Eternal on my PC with Game Pass because my save transfer, my save won't transfer. Because my save is on the Xbox. But I thought that's something that's supposed to work.
Everything's on Xbox.
I'm a dummy when it comes to that. Like, so is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be, everything's supposed to be an Xbox. Phil, my PC is not an Xbox right now because it can't play the Xbox save I have on my Xbox.
Fun fact, that's what we're going to be discussing later
Listen,
Tune in to help solve Jerica's problem first.
if someone could figure that out, because like I know it wasn't a thing, but if it is now, that'd be awesome. But that game came out a while ago, I think in 2020. So I'm sure they did not update that. They probably started working on the Dark Ages, which looks awesome. I cannot wait. I saw someone say remote play will solve your problem. We'll see. I'm not a big remote play gal unless I have to use it if I'm traveling. Yeah. There's just enough lag, and I'm just unless it got better. I'll give it a try.
She's a quality queen. She's got to have that. If I just see a
little bit of lag or a little bit of like lacking quality, it's not worth it. And Doom Eternal is one of those games that you want all the bells and whistles. Like,
yeah, you want that full call.
Yeah, it's the audio engineering, like on par to me with like Call of Duty. Like the audio design of that game's so good. And then
I need to play it. I've actually never played it.
You should play it. It's good. It's a good time. Yeah,
I think I would
Game
like
Pass. It runs really well on pretty much everything. Just start on the like low quality and just see how far you can push it. But
yeah,
it runs really well.
Don't try to play it on multiple devices, apparently.
I guess. Don't do that. Wherever you start
okay, I don't have an Xbox.
Don't start it anywhere that you don't get. If you want to move somewhere, don't start it there.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, unfortunately, you do have some suggestions in the chat. So maybe circle back with our good old buddy pal, Cognitive Clips, who said maybe you just don't have the save in the cloud.
It's in the cloud.
Actually.
I checked.
Did you just hear my dog? Her squeaky toy?
That was the perfect time. I'm like, it's in the cloud. Squeak.
Well, speaking of things that are in the cloud, actually, that wasn't a segue. I don't really know where I was going with that. But I've been playing some interesting things too, some new things that I have been checking out. One of them being, you guys know I'm very passionate about our indie games in this space. Mm-hmm. So I am going to tell you about one that you can't play yet, but I was fortunate enough to get some early access to this game called Moonfrost, which Jerica does have a video of. And essentially what it is, it's very cozy, very much my vibe. They very much have like a presence on Twitter if you wanted to look them up. But it's just Moonfrost, I think is just what you need to search on there. But essentially Moonfrost is going to be a live service game that's like a shared world, like life sim RPG. So basically the shared aspect of it is going to be like there's like a hub area in like the town where you can like interact with other people. I don't know the full extent of what that will look like full long term. And the game is definitely evolving. And again, it's an indie developer, so they're constantly working on this. Like what you see in the advertisement is not necessarily what it's going to be like full production. And it's because they're working on it as time goes by. So it's set in like a fantasy version of the modern day world where players can discover, create, earn, and play together as esteemed frost hunters. So basically, like there is like an overarching goal. I haven't quite figured out what it is yet, but you can like farm, you can fish, you can create your little house with decoration. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I got very passionate for a second. You can like design your cute little house, and that is something that is right up my alley, as you guys know. And I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna look up the dev name really quick so I can plug them. But if you want to check them out, Moonfrost Game on socials. It's Oxalis Games is who is developing it. So that is all that I really know, is just the little bit that I've played. I haven't dove fully into it, but I definitely wanted to mention it because it's really pretty. And then the other game that I'm playing, Jerica, I'm back on my Dave the Diver grind, Jerica.
It's one of those that I can't, if I start it, I won't be able to stop. That game was my game of the year last year that came out the year before.
Yeah, it is like, so good. If you are not familiar with Dave the Diver, let me put you on to something right now. Hi, Matt Exposure in the chat.
Woo, woo.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. I also forgot to mention thank you, Blaster Goblin, for resubscribing. Very nice. Very kind.
I take back the comment about remote play, Blaster Goblin. That is a great option. I should use it. I'm going to test it, though. I'm glad you brought it up because that's something I need to just try again. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I would be curious to know how the lag is, but I know how you are.
I'm sorry, I got excited and I'll cut away and I'll come back to you. Blaster Goblin does a excellent Tony Hawk. Like if you're into like any of the old like retro skateboarding games, I've hopped into some of their streams like playing those and it just takes me back down memory lane. I forget how much I enjoyed all the Tony Hawk like pro skater games. They're fun. Sorry.
That's awesome.
That was
it's fine.
Interruption.
Hey, we're here to promote our friends. We definitely want to do that. But to finish, I don't want to get on a soapbox because I'll go forever, but you should play Dave the Diver. Essentially, it's like a restaurant management sim, but it's so much more than that. Like you dive into the ocean and you get these different tools. There's just so much that you can do. Like you have different missions. There's a story that's actually pretty intriguing. And you also, so you do that in the daytime. You go fishing and you fish for your ingredients for your restaurant. And you can make different dishes. There's very cute, very well done animations.
The cutscenes are just top notch. Like
so
10
good.
Like 20 out of 10. Like some of the best cutscenes I've ever seen.
Music is great. Music is phenomenal. Everything about it is perfect. And I can't stop playing it.
If you want to feel good, play Dave the Diver. That game will turn your frown upside down and it's just so much fun. Like it never gets boring. That's why I just never could stop because like every few days I feel like I got like not in real time, like in the game days, I got introduced to a new concept or a new way to play and bring in ingredients to your restaurant, more things to check on throughout the day. So it gets I don't know if you've ever played Persona. Anybody?
No,
Persona fans out there, and I don't think Kayla has. It's okay. Takes up a lot of your time.
I played up some Persona 5 a little bit.
But Persona, you sort of have to choose like how you spend your day, and then certain activities will take certain amounts of your time in game. So like in Dave the Diver, you get to some points like that where you got to figure out what is a priority. Like you got some important investors coming on Thursday, and they want this special swordfish.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to like try to seek it out. It's really fun. Persona fan here, of course. Well, you would like Dave the Diver, I feel.
I know it's a strange comparison, but it's like, a little bit of time management.
Real
like
time.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Because you can only get a certain amount of like hours. But anyways, I'm playing that. And then the other thing that I'm also playing, but I'm getting a little, not frustrated. Frustrated is the wrong word. And I really probably should just bump the difficulty down. But I've been playing Neva.
Okay.
Is it Neva or Neva?
Neva.
I think it's Neva.
I had to listen to some people say it because I was saying Neva.
You would think I would be familiar because it's one of Cognitive
Neva,
Clips. Neva. Yeah,
no, it's Neva. It's Neva. No. I'm so sorry. I confused myself again. Don't listen to me.
But I've been slowly working my way through that. But I do have to, it's beautiful. It's stunning. The audio is incredible. But the mechanics they take a little bit of getting used to. I think I need to try to play it on control. I think they suggest controller. Okay. But I'm trying to play it on keyboard and mouse, and it's not quite working for me. I can't change the keybinds exactly like I want to. So I kind of have to spread in like an odd way. It's beautiful though. Like I played Grease. Oh no.
Who cares?
It's one
of the two. You got 50-50 shot.
I played that one and that was also beautiful. I played that. I think it's Grease. I played it on Switch. But both of them you should play. They're both very good. But I think I made it through in Neva, or I made it through the first Grease. Thank you, Cotton Flips. I made it through I'm through the first section into the fall. It's like based on seasons. So I made it through summer and
like,
fall.
Is it chapter based or like how do you know you're like in a new part of the game? So
High Score Weekly, it does have controller support. I just don't have a controller easily accessible. I was just lazy and didn't get one and plug it in. Let's be honest. So that's what I've been playing. But I feel like we had a lot to catch up on because we haven't had us two together in a little while since we've been playing some games. So apologies if that ran a little long for you guys. Don't worry. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which we do have a decent amount of news to talk about. And we're going to be talking a lot about Xbox later, what the recent news that Phil Spencer has delivered. And we're going to discuss that fully in our expert mode. But before that, we have a couple of other topics. One that is near and dear to my heart that I can't wait to discuss. But let's dive into our normal mode. That's the official noise, just in case you were wondering.
turkeys.
But the first article that we have is going to be from ye old GameSpot from George Yang. And this is, not necessarily near and dear to my heart, but I'm very curious to hear what the audience and Jerica thinks. Hollow Knight Silksong developer gives hopeful update. Says game is real.
Listen, we're here to help also spread the news.
Hey, I know, I don't know.
Keep hitting my mic. Sorry, there's a hair on my face. Sorry if I keep hitting the mic. Keep going. I'm sorry.
That's so funny. I played the first one, but I did not finish it. And I do love the art style. I love the game as a concept. I just haven't finished it. But I know that this is something that has been in production for a long time. I don't know the exact years, if anybody in the chat wants to clarify. But I know it's been in production for a very long time. It's been rumored. Cognitive Flip said I have to dip out, but can't wait to listen back. Have a good night. Thanks for joining while you can. We love. But yeah, so basically in the article we have just as direct quote, Hollow Knight Silksong fans are so desperate for any bit of information about the game that they've started asking whether it was abandoned. Developer Team Cherry has assured fans that development is going smoothly and that the game will indeed launch at some point. Yes, quote directly from Team Cherry. Yes, the game is real, progressing, and will release.
What a sign to have to say, okay, people really don't think it's actually a thing now. We have to say that it's still coming out.
Yeah, and
that's how long it's probably been.
That was directly from marketing and publishing lead Matthew Griffin. So definitely check that out if you want more. High Score Weekly said, I don't know, smoothly is the right word. I don't know what that means, but I agree.
Oh, maybe in the articles they stated that development is going smoothly.
That makes sense. Okay,
it might be a sign that it's taken so long. So what's smooth about that?
Yeah, what's the dealio there? Maybe that. Hey, I'm all for letting things cook.
It's wild they haven't put a date, or at least a year date.
Yeah. That is strange, especially I don't know the whole history, so I can't really say how exactly I feel about it. But did you play the first one, Jerica?
I played a little bit. It's one of those that I'm like, I can respect what it is. I don't know if I can get good at it. I'll try it again one day, but I do really appreciate the art style and how it looks and exploring that world. Is just I sort of suck at this. It's hard.
Yeah. In other news, though, and this is something that is absolutely crazy if it is true. There's inklings, right? This is mainly just rumors based on information that we have. So take this however you would like. But it is possible that we might be getting Sims 1 and Sims 2 re-release on PC. Yeah, you heard me right. Sims 1 and Sims 2. Now, I know what you might be thinking, especially if you're long-term Sims fans. Why don't we just get another Sims game? Because everybody's been asking for it. Sims 4 is pretty old at this point. It's been, I need to, somebody look up when Sims 4 came out because I don't know. But people have been asking for another Sims game. And they do release a lot of expansions or things like that over time. But based on what this article shows from Games Radar, it looks like we might be getting a re-release of some sort. And I don't know if that means a remaster or what exactly, but this is from Dustin Bailey, published today, so hot off the press, people. EA and Maxis are teasing something nostalgic for The Sims 25th anniversary with an image harkening back to The Sims 1 and 2. And fans are beyond hopeful that some sort of re-release of the classics is on the way. The official website for The Sims has been updated with an image that shows a Sims 1 character with a Sims 2 interaction wheel in the background.
That would, not only are they just possibly retaining some of the retro ways to play, because that takes me back. If it's just better graphics, but the old school way of playing.
I would love that. I would love that so much.
I would dive back in. They are going after all of us, Kayla, all the folks that played that. I'm surprised it hasn't been officially remade yet.
Yeah, you would think I don't know, 25 years.
Wow, that's a long time. Ooh.
That's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, so that's really all we know is that, but that to me, that's very interesting, right? They purposely put these two things, and it could just be for nostalgia's sake, right? But it is interesting that when, What the heck just happened on my screen? Sorry. Go look it up on their website. It is on their website and on their social media as well. So this comes as Maxis and EA gear up for what they are calling Nostalgia Week, which is a roadmap tweet that says will take place between January 27th, which is today, and January 31st, with like content ramping up to something potentially. So definitely intrigued to see what happens there. We'll keep you updated. Hello, Game Over Cholo. Hola, are we W? Yes, we are W. We are
Always.
cooking. We are cooking. Jerica's about to take us through her thoughts on the Nintendo news that we haven't got a chance to report on yet. But it's a little bit of not older news, but like I really just want to know what Jerica's thoughts are on the Nintendo Switch 2. And we got a peek at a new Mario Kart. So Jerica, you want to talk about that and lead us into our main topics? It's kind of relevant.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to I've moved from Streamlabs to OBS for our production, so I can't like preemptively yet. I don't know how to look at the scenes before we go to them. So sorry you had to watch me like drag that Nintendo window around. And also I didn't tell everybody, I'm sort of I don't feel sick, but my voice is a little different.
She's raspy.
If you notice, like, why is Jerica a little raspy at times? It's because I have some kind of sinus thing trying to kill me. So, but I'm thriving.
Don't kill Jerica. She's thriving.
Yes, but I went and queued up just the trailer. If I'm sure everybody here has seen the new Switch, the Switch 2. Surprise!
Yeah. It's called the Switch 2, right? That's the right.
That
name.
Is the name.
Okay.
And I'm glad they didn't try to call it anything like the Wii U. I feel like confused a lot of people, specifically parents. A lot of parents. Like, I feel like this is the console that most younger.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, I might be wrong, but a lot of kids also just want a PS5 and an Xbox.
True.
But
it's an easily accessible console.
This kid wanted them all. So if there was a new Nintendo, I still wanted it. But I do, like, it is important to make it make sense and easy to find a new SKU of an item. So calling it Switch 2, it doesn't need an explanation. I just know it's a better Switch. I think that was a smart move. The Wii U was really confusing. I couldn't tell what was going on with it.
I love the style.
Yeah, it looks incredible. It's bigger. They've redesigned. I always call them nunchucks. That's what you call the Wii. The Wii. That's what they were called, right? On the Wii, the nunchucks. Yeah. For some reason, I keep calling these that. Joy-Cons are redesigned. I read somewhere they use some kind of magnet technology to where you won't have the drift that a lot of people experienced.
Yeah.
I was lucky. I never had that. So
mine are starting.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, one day when you get the Switch 2, you won't have to worry about that, which is nice. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm going to pick it up, of course. I was a little bummed at first because, it hasn't been actually said like what the specs are on this thing. Yeah. Visually, we can tell what's been upgraded about it. I do think it's pretty neat that I think I read and I think I saw here, like, it doesn't have to be, it could be plugged in directly to the TV. Like, it doesn't have to be on the dock. I think I'm right. I could be misquoting.
The dock frustrates me, man. I don't like having to use the dock. I don't know. I feel like I struggle with it every time. It is also backwards compatible, which it should be. I wish it was backwards compatible even further.
The Switch itself, like with like the Wii U. What are we talking about?
I'm thinking like I just feel like it would make sense and be so cool if they were able to make it like backwards compatible with like the DS games and like that sort of things. Like, go even further. It's Nintendo.
They get close with like their emulator that they have like integrated. They add new stuff to that. I don't hop on there enough to know like what's been added. Not a huge Nintendo girly here. Yeah. But I'm eager to see what the specs are so I can actually be mad or not, because I can't be mad yet. But if I am going to be a little frustrated if it doesn't have an OLED screen.
Yeah, our quality girly.
And he's not in here in the chat anymore, but he had a great point. CC, Cognitive Clips, brought up like, well, most new handhelds don't have an OLED. One, they're expensive, Yeah. So that makes sense. So
your 5-year-old doesn't need an OLED. if you are getting
But I'm
the
also
5-year-old.
saying, like, it's just a Switch 2. It is a new Switch, but it's not the first of its kind. It's the second.
Yeah.
Why does it? Because
true.
I know if it don't have an OLED now, there's going to be a model next year that launches with the next Animal Crossing that's going to have an OLED screen that Jerica's going to buy again.
Yeah.
Because I bought this OLED screen because
That's how
it
they
came
get
out. I bought this OLED Switch that's sitting here right now because Tears of the Kingdom was coming out, and I'm like, ooh, I want to play that on the best things. That made me buy it.
Yeah.
I know nothing made me buy it. I did those. I made the choice. But I know
Own
that's what's
yourself,
going to
girl.
happen if it don't have it. Okay. I'll say this. If the hardware itself though is pushing the limits of what a Nintendo game can be, I'll look past the lack of an OLED screen because
Okay.
apparently there's rumors out there that maybe it's rumors, y'all. Some information's out on the internet that maybe the new Doom game can run on the Switch 2.
Wow.
The
That's
Dark
impressive.
Ages on the Switch 2. If that can run that, well, I'm sold. It doesn't have to have an OLED screen.
We'll find out in typical Nintendo fashion after the announcement was announced for April 2nd.
Yeah, it was an announcement for it was the release, but then they announced the formal presentation will be April 2nd.
Which I'm sure we'll give you all the deets then. But I did like the little sneak peek they gave us at the new Mario Kart as well. I'm very excited for that.
I'm intrigued by the apparent change in Donkey Kong's form.
Yes, yeah.
I like the look.
I can't remember. We talked about that, or maybe Spotlight talked about that on one of their episodes. Oh, maybe we were on there. I'm not sure. But no. They were doing an episode on it. But I'm very interested. High School Weekly said there's also a rumor Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to be ported to it. Jerk.
If those things can run on this thing, well, it's fine. It doesn't have to have an OLED. Because, like, I need a cough drop. I'm sorry. I got
it's okay. No, it's okay.
I'll be back. Give me 1 second.
High School Weekly also said when Miyamoto, I was going to say Miyamoto, unveiled the new Donkey Kong form for the movie, he kind of indicated that, poor Jerica, that was his design moving forward. That makes sense. Did I also make this up that it looks like you can run the game with more people? Am I crazy? Or did we see that there was more indicators on the screen for more carts? Potentially, I think I saw 24. Is that crazy? I don't know if that's accurate, but I saw speculation on that. Welcome back, Jerica.
What was it? Speculation on what?
It looks like you can have more people playing now. Like the indicators for the carts. I think there was more.
Like 20 something racers.
24 starting spots. Yeah. 24 starting spots. Yeah, that's crazy. And the map itself, sort of a giant, like some people are speculating any sort of open world or something. What the heck? Give me that.
And that's all leading to hardware that can support that much expansion.
Yeah, and that's what'll get the people. I don't think I will buy this unless something like that is released that I'm super into, that I can only play on the new Switch. Just because I don't play mine very often, to be honest. That's the only reason why I'm not instantly. And I bet that price tag's gonna be hefty. I bet it's gonna be hefty, even without the OLED. You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think they'll keep it really similar.
Okay. What is it right now? I actually don't even know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
In the 300s, I believe.
Hold on.
Fact check.
I want to buy a Switch. Not a light Switch.
We are lucky enough to have our Nintendo expert in the chat. But, my guess was $299.
Okay.
We'll see if price is right.
I see the OLED getting cheaper and it taking the price of the OLED model.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. But a lot of that speculation kind of leads us into our main topic for the episode, which we can definitely speculate on and like discuss, because in our expert mode, we're going to be talking about the future of Xbox. The future.
I'm an Xbox.
The future of Xbox.
I don't know. It looks a little bleak if I can't put my Doom Eternal save on the PC with my Game Pass subscription. It's over there. I guess I'm going to have to put the Xbox over here.
You're so funny.
I already have an Xbox right here in front of me. Okay, sorry. I can read this article because I like.
Yeah, go ahead. Take it away.
Like a lot of information's come out. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Switch
There's a lot to
announcement.
discuss.
Now there's this, and it's all bleeding together. Okay,
please tell me. I don't know it a lot, so feed me.
Okay. Hopefully, this cough drop keeps the itch demons away out of my throat. This article is actually one that we pulled from, I believe it's, why is it? I'm blanking. Forbes. Duh. Paul Tassi. Great reporter for Destiny News. I love reading his work. So I'm going to read part of this article, not the whole thing. In a pair of new interviews, Phil Spencer has once again reinforced that he's saying for a while about the former Xbox exclusive going third party, though has come up with a pitch for you why you should still buy an Xbox. When asked about being asked about any game being off the table for going third party, even a big name project like Starfield, Spencer told Destin Lingari, I always butcher his last name, IGN, I think he's at IGN, said to keep games off other platforms, we don't think that's the path. That's not the path for us. It doesn't work for us. We love our platform and our hardware, but we're not going to put up walls where people can engage with great games our studios are building. Our games will show up in more places, no doubt. So basically saying, hey, we want our games to be in more places. People have more access. That's always the best route if you're trying to make money off said games, is to have it everywhere. I'm a big fan of that. I don't like exclusive business. Like, if I could buy one less console, that would be awesome for me. But I get where we have such different, this is Jerica's opinion, this isn't Paul Tassi here. We have a lot of different consoles now that really do their own thing. I think there hasn't been, in my opinion, there hasn't been a huge competition in a while. Ever since Xbox went all Game Pass, like, that is its thing.
Yeah, it's so interesting, this shift, right? Because years ago, that was the whole thing. Like, where are my friends playing games was the first thing to consider. Do my friends have Xbox or do my friends have PlayStation? And you can kind of avoid that now with Discord being available on both consoles.
And cross-play, a lot of games support.
Cross-play.
You can play from anywhere. I can play with my friends that play Destiny. They can play on an Xbox, PC, or PlayStation.
10 years ago, that wasn't even like a thing that was able to happen at all. So there was, I think it would be really interesting one day to do an episode on the history of like console wars.
And how it started. Because I think that's just one of the variables that created that, right?
Yeah.
And go ahead.
It's crazy. No, I was going to say that is the main thing, like that, like where your friends are playing, and then also what games are available. Like we're talking about now, like what games that are exclusive to Sony or exclusive to Microsoft am I gonna be playing, and like where do I want to put my time and effort? It's like how a lot of times, at least me, that's how I made the decision on like what console to get, because I could not get both. Like when they came out for the year, like there was no way. And I know that's not typical for most people, but
listen. No, it's very normal. That's a normal way to spend your money, is not on both consoles like I did. Because I don't, you wanted to go on cool vacations. Like I had to take no, I guess we're not going on this vacation. We're going to stay at home this year. Yeah. But I wanted to add one other part of this article, like a little bit, that I thought was interesting. That Phil continues with saying, I want people to pick hardware based on the capabilities of that hardware and the choices that they want to make about where they want to play it. So giving them that freedom. Yeah. We want our hardware to win based on the capabilities that we have. Hardware critical, fundamental to what Xbox is, not trying to gatekeep the games off different places. The core appeal of Xbox is now meant to be that you can get these exclusive releases on day one for free in some tiers of Xbox Game Pass. You may have to wait an unknown amount of time on another platform. Like we're going to get Indiana Jones soon on PlayStation.
I think it's like February something.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So, and I think that speaks to it. Like someone that's looking to not have to buy a $70 game every couple of months for little Susie, like Xbox is the way to go. And why not have I don't know, like, this is where I get sort of experimental. Like, could we live in a world where we play an Xbox game somewhere else? You know, and how would that work?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. PlayStation sending games over. I don't think that will happen. I mean, we have PlayStation, you know, I think it's really smart of them to have, like, if you're not putting games on PC, you're just dumb. Like, they need to go to PC. There's such a huge market share of gamers that are just strictly PC. And I think your game needs to be there too. But I don't see PlayStation like handing over exclusives to Xbox anytime soon. But we don't. I
don't know.
I say we, like I'm part PlayStation. I'm more of a PlayStation girly. I'll say that. It's just where most of I feel at home. But I will say, like, with Xbox Game Pass, I'm sure this thing's been thrown out before. You know, like, well, at this point, should we get into the main topic here?
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm glad this conversation is happening. I love that Phil sort of, like, talks through it. Like, this needs to be the path. And I agree. Like, to Xbox to come out on top or be its own thing in this space, like, Game Pass is it. But, like, how do you get more people using Game Pass and not necessarily having to buy an Xbox or PC? There's some other places you might want to consider.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's a good way to look at it, especially like with the addition of like PC Game Pass is just an example, right? Of like them being able to have that supported on a different console. I mean, it is, like you said, it's PC. So like I feel like that is going to be appealed to more because of the massive gamers that do that. And like, it is still technically like Microsoft, right? So like there is that. But yeah, I think there's like endless possibilities. I think, like, to Game Over Cholo's point in the chat, I just thought that everything is an Xbox. Everything with Xbox is going to hurt them because they're selling less consoles.
Kayla. Everything's an Xbox.
Oh yeah. It's going to hurt them.
We're an Xbox. This podcast is an Xbox.
It's going to hurt them because they're selling less consoles and losing the 30% on Fortnite, Roblox, Final Fantasy, Destiny, etc.
I have no idea. I mean, that's a good point. Like, it's. I'm sure it's a thing, and I'm sure it's something they're trying to figure out too.
Yeah, and that's like part of the. I have no idea how this works. I'm not in the industry, and I'm not even gonna pretend to understand.
I think
the industry.
That's sort of the place. Like, the sales are down once again for Xbox comparatively to other consoles. And like, I think Game Pass, especially with the lineup that's this year, is more valuable than ever. Yeah, and I think it's valuable if people, I just wonder, like, I don't know, think about a family friend, Kayla, that you know that has maybe a young child, like a teenager, maybe a preteen, and maybe they want a console, maybe they have one already, but it's old. I don't know. Like, I usually suggest Xbox, and I tell them why, and they don't know about Game Pass.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was going to mention. That I feel like it's not widely known still to the like average person, because they think that they still have to buy like all of those games brand new. They're like, oh, I'm getting my child this Xbox and I have to get them the newest Indiana Jones game to like go with it. And you're like, no, actually, you could just pay this, like, for lack of a better term, cover price monthly and get access to all of these. Like, I think you're 100% right. High Score Weekly said console hardware doesn't really make much profit for either Microsoft, Sony, or Nintendo. It's mainly like the services, which I don't even know is. I know is there different tiers to Game Pass, or is it all just like a blanket? Okay, yeah, it's like a tier pricing.
I think it's like around the one I'm paying for now that I can play the game. I upgraded it so I could play on my Xbox and the PC.
Yeah, nice.
And I can't right now. I mean, I can other stuff, but I can't play what I'm trying to do. It was like $22, I think, something around
there.
Which
is, I mean, not bad. I mean, it's definitely like I mean, you're still, that does add up, especially like every month. But I believe you can.
I'd rather do that to try out Indiana Jones and then cancel if I don't see anything else I want to play. But I usually, if there's like a new game, I subscribe, and sometimes I stay subscribed for a few months because there's other stuff there that I'm like, okay, cool, let me go and play this while I'm here, so I don't have to buy it, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the really like innovative piece of it, and like what keeps people coming in that do know about it and that are like in the gaming space. I think like the average person probably just wouldn't that
I'm
doesn't
just
isn't
curious.
in the game
I would
world.
have to do a study, but I am
A
curious.
study.
Like, chat, folks. Ask your family, friends. Ask friends that have kids. Like, did you know the Xbox has this like Netflix basically,
Yeah.
and you can just pay monthly and let your kids play all the games. I don't
Yeah.
know. Some people might think it's like more expensive. Like, buy this one game already, or they're just playing Fortnite all the time anyways, and that still costs V-Bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still having to give little Susie all this money for V-Bucks.
Yeah. And that really also poses the question, like, let's say that we do live in a world, right, where you can have an Xbox exclusive, like, first party title on whatever console you want. And like, is that a reality we will be living in? What does that look like? We asked you guys, and so I do have a couple of answers from our audience, and of course some of them are wacky.
I want to hear hopes and dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly, I have a wacky hope and a wacky dream.
Come
as
on.
always.
I think those are the best.
I'm putting mine first because I'm selfish, so I'm gonna skip you guys for a second. Give me Viva Pinata on PC. Give me Viva Pinata on my Switch. Can you imagine Viva Pinata on the Switch?
That would be a banger. Come on.
Come on.
The animals in the crossing would be shaking in their boots, knowing that the pinata's on their home turf. Okay.
Did you play Viva Pinata, Jerica?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It's been long enough though. Like I couldn't tell you like the appeal of it other than like it's been that long. It's old, Kayla. It's old.
Yeah.
That's an old game.
It is an old game. I played that on my Xbox 360, and there's like actually a couple of iterations. Like they did like a sequel and everything, but it is Microsoft exclusive. So I that's what I would want. My hopes and dreams. Mr. Hawks 182, welcome, first of all, did say, I actually did teach my brother about Game Pass last year. When he was asking about Xbox, he had no idea about it, and it was a deciding factor in him getting a Series S. Yeah.
Phil,
it's a selling point.
Phil, these are the questions we need to start asking ourselves. Like, why don't people know that it exists?
Yeah,
you know?
It's interesting.
I know there's only a few, like 3 instances, but like so far, no one else has been able to chime in. Like I've had an experience, no one didn't know. They did not know about Game Pass. Same here. That's at least 2. There's 2. I know it's not a lot of. I will do more market research for free, Phil.
Wow. Data analysis.
If I can play Doom Eternal on my PC. Please, God, let me do it. I just want to beat the game.
That's so funny.
I just want to beat the game here. And I don't want to move the Xbox again. Oh, okay. Sorry.
First world problems, but we
truly,
hey, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. High Score Weekly agrees with me. Thank you. Viva Pinata definitely deserves a multi-platform release, 100%. However, Blaster Goblin did say Viva Pinata is without a doubt the most confused I've ever been.
That might be why I don't remember much, you know, but I appreciate what it is.
Okay, so then our actual submissions we have from Cognitive Clips, who was here earlier and is no longer here. He said Master Chief Collection with Same as Armor, baby.
Ooh, imagine the collabs, you know.
Yeah. Can you imagine playing that on a PlayStation, which would probably never happen, or like just playing it like direct from Steam? Like, I don't know. Or
I would love just to, I don't know, like I like using my DualSense controller. Like I played Destiny and not just, I'm sorry, the Edge controller, like specifically for first person shooters. So like I'm much better on PlayStation when I can play there. So I make my thumbstick a little bit longer on one side, helps me play. That's a
programmer tip.
I would love to be able to play Xbox on my PlayStation. Like,
yeah, can you imagine if we get to that place?
It could work. Okay, like what if? And I know this has been probably thrown out there, and I don't know how businesses are ran. I don't know how games make money and developers make money. I know a little bit, but I don't know like licensing and like how much do I pay to be on your store or just to show up? Like how much do I pay? But it might be worth Xbox talking to PlayStation to be like, hey, how much can we pay y'all to have us have Xbox Game Pass, just like you have Ubisoft Plus and EA Pass, whatever their subscription is. Like, you can subscribe to their things inside of PlayStation. Why can I not subscribe to Game Pass and play those games on a PlayStation? Like, let me. I don't know if the price. They're probably. I'm sure there's been talks, but like, are they going to cost more now, or like would that is its own separate cost and it don't include PC and Xbox? Like, I'm paying $20 just to play Xbox on PlayStation.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, like, but that could be a way. That could be a way that it works. So
I just don't know, like, if we'll ever fully get past the like repressed console wars.
Oh, it would piss off so many people.
I really
don't care.
would.
I would be like, good. I don't have to move my Xbox around. Maybe I might still have to play Doom Eternal.
Yeah. Game Over Troller said Gears 5 and Forza Horizon 5 are the best I've played over Game Pass to this day. Ports could shine. 100%. And yeah, like I think the world that you imagine is possible, Jerica. I just think it's like I think like people will do it, or companies will do anything if it's going to like
I just wonder
that profit. But
I just wonder. I wonder like what are some of the what's the hold up there? Because like something I don't know.
And then we also have from some other friends, we have from High Score Weekly, who is present. Obvious answer is a full Halo collection for Sony and Nintendo consoles. Can you imagine? There was early talk after the acquisition that Bethesda games like Elder Scrolls would be locked to Xbox, but I think no way they're going to be doing that.
There was a lot of really hype talk like after they acquired everybody that they were going to be like exclusive, but you can't support it. Like, it would be so dumb to say you could only play this game that everyone on the planet's been playing for 20 years. Can now only play it here.
I mean, that also is like the opposite of what he just said in the article, right? Like, his whole thing in the article that he was discussing was like, we don't want that to be the reason you choose our console, is because that's the only place you can get it. I mean, obviously people can change their stance on things, but like,
and it's just like, it's such just a big name. Like, you can't, I feel like I'd feel bad as a game maker, lover, everybody to like, or everything under that umbrella to say you can't play the next, what are we talking about here? Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
The next Elder Scrolls game, like you could not play that unless you had an Xbox, would just be a detriment to gamers.
That would be
all over the world.
Yeah.
It'd be so 100%. Wrong. Wouldn't be worth the money at that point. That'd be just wrong.
But I mean, gamers have done wrong things before.
Yeah.
And then this one, I actually don't know this game. Do you know Sunset Overdrive?
I have never played. I am definitely intrigued by it. I've seen a lot of gameplay. I've looked it up dozens of times, but it is a wanted thing to show up again.
Yeah. And that was from Blaster Goblin submitted that one. So, Jerica, do you have any hopes and dreams dear to and near to your heart of what you would like to see if anything were possible?
Without wrecking my wallet any further, but I would love to not have to buy 2 consoles.
Yeah.
I would love to have my PC and my PlayStation. No knock on Xboxes. I will say this, like, using like streaming from the Xbox and playing those games, like if I'm streaming, like hooking up my Xbox to a capture card and going live, y'all can watch me play. It's so much easier. The Xbox just functionality, and PlayStation also just runs really well too, but I just feel like Xbox just is a little bit easier to get going sometimes. The PlayStation has some wonky proprietary things about it that make it a little hard to stream from. Like, audio is always a challenge. I have to do all these magic tricks just to. Don't even get me started if I'm playing with other people. That's where it gets really challenging. Yeah. It's tough to stream from the PlayStation because of some of the hardware, but it may be software. I don't know, but they make it tough. So I know the Xbox is a great console. I'm just gonna always, PlayStation has that share from me, or has that buy-in from me, that I know that I'm gonna play the next Naughty Dog game on it. So I gotta have the PlayStation 6.
Yeah, that's still true to to some degree of like where you know that things are going to live, kind of like how we talked about earlier, like the kind of divide between the consoles is really just that, like where that's what's important to you. So that's like where you're going to put your
and Xbox
money.
just hasn't had enough, but that's why I continue to get an Xbox because I have hopes and dreams for these games to come out and then be great. And I think they're on the right path to having that. So maybe some of that can change if their catalog continues to amaze us, because last year was just sort of rough for them. Like I mean, it's rough for the whole industry, but they closed a lot of studios that sort of didn't make sense. And like projects like Redfall came out and it was trash. Like, and they were building that up so much. And you know, the Halo, like the reason I got the Xbox was to play the new Halo game, and that to me was pretty mediocre. It wasn't reinventing Halo or doing anything too new. So I think I'm so excited for Fable though. Like I am over the moon for Fable. Like I cannot wait, and I hope that's a good game. Avowed looks pretty good based on what I'm reading. And you know, just a new Gears of War game. South of Midnight. Like their lineup looks good. It looks better than PlayStation's right now, to be honest. Like they got me a little bit more excited right now.
Okay. Well, that's definitely something. And then also Mr. Hawks did propose something that I didn't think about, which is we definitely should be thinking about, is I do wonder if devs over at Xbox are excited that their games might also end up on PlayStation or Switch. That's something interesting to think about too.
I just think as a developer, I want to read reviews of people saying this game's so good. Like that's all I want. I want it to be reviewed well and people say that we made a great game. And first thing that came to my mind was not where people are playing it.
Yeah.
So
but I think like that, thinking of it that way though, like I imagine that developers would be excited to know that it is readily available to whoever wants to play it, kind of like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. More people get to experience it. So that's to Phil's point. No more gatekeeping.
Yeah. Let people play what they want to play.
It's also just the right business move for where they're at, you know? But
yeah. I mean, for sure. Obviously. Like, I mean, let's
be real.
Gatekeeping that was a little embellishing.
When they were buying everybody, they were like,
exactly.
I don't care.
Changing
Like,
their tune.
Every one of these companies, they do it. It's fine. I'm not I'm not a console war person. I literally got them all so I can play. That's why I'm tired. That's the war right now. I'm so tired of buying all of them. God, that sucks. I'm sorry. Funny. Like I'm gonna quit doing it. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
I don't think you will. Well, I think that this definitely spurred a good conversation, and I think that like I'm curious to see how it evolves over time. I'm sure this will not be the first time we're talking about it. I imagine that things will come out over time, maybe like a little bit at a time here and there, like, hey, this is what's going here. Game Over Trailer did say 2019 when Hellblade 2 was announced along with the Series X. I thought, oh shit, I'm getting that. 2024 finally released. I played it on PC and it was just good. Now I want a perfect dark that could be years away.
I'm glad you brought that up because like when Hellblade was announced, like I think it was 2019 when that trailer came out. That trailer was so dope and I was so hyped. It was like when the Xbox got it, like the new Xbox got announced. I think it was like the same time. And I was like, oh my God, their Xbox is showing up. Let's go. And yeah, now that game came out, I played like the first 20 minutes of it. And not saying it's bad. It was just like something else came out and it just got overshadowed and it didn't get the love and marketing that it needed. Like it was a really weird launch for that. And that was supposed to be like, that was I think it was announced when the new Xbox was announced. They were like paired up together basically.
Yeah, that's what Game of Trailer said in 2019. They do both. Mr. Hawk said I installed it once. I do want to play it still. And it is very intriguing.
I'm gonna get to it, but I'm like, dang, did y'all not maybe they were onto something. Maybe that's why they weren't hyping it up. But like, I don't. It was strange.
Yeah, but I think it's unprecedented times either way that we're living in. Of this culmination of platforms that we're seeing here. It began with Game Pass. What could evolve into? Maybe one day you can play Game Pass on your PlayStation.
On the PlayStation.
Yes.
Let's go.
That's on Jerica's.
I just don't want it to cost more money.
Yeah, it
I,
would.
I'm-
I think
I don't
it
know. I
would.
might be. I might pay $5 extra if I can play my Doom Eternal save from the Xbox on my PlayStation and on my
Yeah.
PC. That's
I mean,
gonna
I
be the
think that
joke for
could
the
be
rest
worth
of
it.
my life, and I'm gonna be such. I will feel like such an asshole if you can actually do it, but no one's been able to answer it. No one's been able to figure it out because I don't think you can. And I don't think it's Xbox's fault. It might be something tied to id, the developer, where it's not like cross save or whatever. But I feel like if I'm subscribing to Game Pass, that I should be able to play my games anywhere. That's everything's an Xbox. If it's a part of Game Pass, I think they need to make sure that it can work on all the games or on all the Xboxes. So
Yeah.
I said I was done, then I went on another rant. But
Well, I'm glad we had a pretty great conversation. You guys have been very engaging in the chat, so thank you so much for joining. We will keep you updated as things go. Don't forget to follow us on whatever platform you're listening on, and definitely check back because, like Jerica said, we will have a double drop. So if you're just jumping in on the end of the episode and you want to see the rest, it should be up shortly. You can also check last week with Jordan's out as well. And Jerica, you want to close us out with a jingle, with a song? What can you close us out with? Give us an
this
Xbox jingle.
podcast is also an Xbox, except it's not because you also can't play Jerica's Doom Eternal save from her Xbox on this podcast. Da-da.
Bye, guys.
Bye.